had a lot of time to think recently, not having a full-time job and all. You'd be surprised when you have a quota as a sales rep. It's actually hard to take a step back and look at your life. And a thought I had recently is that the majority of our thoughts, 80-90% of our thoughts, and maybe it's just me, are focused on doubt, fear, worried about the past, worried about the future. And what if I told you that there was a way to eliminate a lot of that unproductive thought and channel it into productive risk-taking and helping you get more of what you want out of life? And where I want to start is there's a Shawn Mendes song called There's Nothing Holding Me Back. I'm not a Shawn Mendes fan, but this song, I haven't actually listened to this song, but it has 1.1 billion views on YouTube. And I saw that and I thought, there's a fundamental truth here that people want a system of hope, a belief in themselves that there is nothing holding me back. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about risks I'm taking in my life, risk I have taken, and why right now is the right time for you to start taking that risk that you know is what you need to do to really move forward to get more of what you want out of life. And I want to start by defining, well, what is a risk? And I wrote down some definitions here, so bear with me. A risk is a situation involving exposure to danger. Okay, this led me to think, well, what is danger? And there's three different definitions. Danger is the possibility of suffering harm or injury. Danger is a person or a thing that is likely to cause harm or injury. Danger is the possibility of something unwelcome or unpleasant. So if we start to put two and two together, risk and danger, what are the different types of risks we could be taking that could then lead to dangers that are unpleasant, uncomfortable, that we don't want to experience in life? And when I think of danger, I think construction worker wearing one of those neon vests, and they're in danger because they're right next to the highway. But the three types of risks that I actually wrote down that I think are relevant to us as professionals or want to be professionals: physical risk, financial risk, and emotional risk. Physical risk would be stepping in a cage to fight someone, being a UFC fighter, locking the door, thousands of fans watching. I'm going to punch this person, they're going to punch me until one of us is unconscious. There's a lot of risk physically suffering brain damage, pain that actually hurts, right? The next type of risk, financial. Okay, well, what is a business owner? What is an entrepreneur? It's someone that takes larger than ordinary financial risk in order to get ahead. So are you risking $100,000 in the stock market to make a 5% gain? Are you risking $50,000 to buy inventory in order to start a business? What are you risking capital-wise in order to potentially reap the rewards of compounding your money, or putting in $10, making $100? Maybe you're gambling on a sports game like I used to do, whatever it may be. Emotional risk. Okay, posting on LinkedIn, posting on YouTube, sharing my thoughts, and no one actually listens or no one cares what I have to say. They say words can't actually hurt someone, and that's true, because words can only hurt emotionally if you believe I'm not enough, and then I allow your words to then make me feel less about myself, and you would need my permission to do so. So if you think about it, it's actually a pretty foolish thing to allow someone else's words to emotionally phase you. But I'll be the first to admit, when I get those negative comments on TikTok, as much as I act like they don't phase me, you start to think about them in your free time, and they're like, you know what, Trent, you should hit the gym. And I'm thinking, looking at myself in the mirror, you know what, I should actually probably hit the gym. So those are the different types of risks I see that pose potential danger. So when you actually break that down, what does that mean? What does that matter? How does it actually help you get more of what you want out of life? Why would someone take a risk? And there was a study by South Dakota State University. Taking chances is one of the most crucial ways of helping to advance one's skills and gaining experience. As I seek to live a more fulfilling life, I want to gain more fulfilling experience professionally, getting sales experience, my 5 years of tech sales. I also want life experience, because I think that people are more interesting if they've encountered unique situations. And for that reason, I'm moving myself to Denver late May. It's only a month and a half, 39-day Airbnb, so I don't know if it's permanent, but it's going to be temporary, and I'm excited to bring you guys along with me. And I thought, you know what, that is a risk, moving to a new city, a new place. I don't really know too many people. And then as I think about, well, hey, how do I take risks to get more of what I want out of life? I think a lot of us are incredibly distracted. Me personally, I look at content. I'm watching YouTube videos. When I'm bored, I'm scrolling YouTube. When I post on LinkedIn, I'm scrolling how many notifications did I get? And there's this never-ending content that puts us in this reactionary state that then distracts us from what it is we actually want, because we see 100 different people with 100 different outcomes, and you start to think, okay, I'd like to start a YouTube channel. I want to be an enterprise sales rep. I want to be in great shape. I want to be a great husband, a great wife, whatever it may be. So I think we're incredibly distracted. So in order to overcome this, a new risk I'm taking, that I have taken, is I booked an Airbnb ahead of my Denver Airbnb in a place called West Cliff, Colorado, which is basically a mountainous town in the middle of nowhere. This Airbnb that's on 100 acres of land on a mountain. And I plan to go there and totally isolate myself. No screens, no phone, no computer, no posting, no consuming, just being one with nature. And to me, it's sort of a risk because I risk boredom. I risk emotional distress. I risk financial risk of, hey, I'm not posting. I'm not making any money. Am I risking potential physical risk of maybe I run into an animal that could harm me? Maybe. But I think that risk is worth the reward of, well, hey, maybe if I have some time alone, I can really focus and it is on what I truly want out of life. And it gets us back to the main point of, well, there really is nothing holding you back or holding me back. I was sitting there at my computer thinking, do I really want to pay $2,500 for a 7-day Airbnb to be by myself and isolate myself? And I thought, there's sort of a risk here, but there's nothing holding me back. I have absolutely nothing to lose. So if you think about you in your own life, maybe you're a younger guy like me, 27-year-old male, you want to be super rich and you like to learn and you study wealthy people. Every wealthy person I study, the one thing that their material wealth cannot give them, they can't buy back more time. They can buy convenience, but they cannot buy back more time. Every super mega wealthy person would trade it all, most of them, I imagine, to be young again. Meanwhile, every young person that may be taking risk or may not be taking risk, that may feel held back by some sort of danger that may or may not be real, they're not taking risk in order to get wealthy, but they feel like when I get wealthy, I'll actually be satisfied. Meanwhile, the older people want to be young again. The young people want to be rich. So it's all convoluted, and it gets us back to, well, what is holding you back from what it is you want? And I feel like most people want health, wealth, or relationships. So health-wise, what does every sick person want? Every sick person just wants to feel better. So if you feel better, if you feel good right now, that's something to be grateful for. And that's a major momentum of, hey, well, I'm feeling good enough to make a video. I'm feeling good enough to show up to work today. I'm feeling good enough to do X, Y, Z. That's at least a step in the right direction. And if you want to get in better shape, well, what is the risk to that? The risk is I go to the gym, people make fun of me. The risk is, well, hey, what if I try and it doesn't work? The risk is, well, hey, maybe I pay money, starts to become financial for a trainer, and I don't actually get in shape. Oh, the risk is it's really going to hurt, emotional, physical, whatever it may be. What is actually the risk to going to the gym and getting in shape? There is nothing holding you back. Maybe you want to become wealthy like me and you start to take risks online. Okay, well, could I start a business with no money? Are people going to make fun of me if I do so? Maybe. What is actually holding you back? Nothing. And then you start to think, well, hey, maybe I want to get in a relationship. I want a girlfriend. I want a boyfriend. Well, I'm scared to approach them. I don't want to talk to them. Well, hey, I don't actually have my money figured out. I don't have my mindset, my emotions figured out. I don't have my health figured out, even though I may feel good, but I'm not in great shape. Okay, well, can I go get in great shape? Can I go make a lot of money by taking risk? And then that will help with the relationships. Point is, we're going in circles at this point. I wanted to talk about risks and why right now is the time to act. In my sales cycle, compelling event is always a big reason why I want to make prospects buy my solution. And the reason why they either have to buy now or they wait is due to that compelling event. And I say, why now? And it all gets back down to the pain. If the pain is strong enough, they will take action. If the pain is not strong enough, they will not take action. So if you don't have enough pain in your life to want to change and you remain complacent, comfortable, happy where things are at, feeling like you could do more, but you're not actually willing to take the risk to do more, then you're going to stay the same. But if you do feel that pain of I have to change now, then I'm here to tell you there's nothing holding you back.